Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that trips up a lot of people just getting into crypto, all the different choices you have to make. It seems like a lot, right? But don't worry, we're going to break it all down. Okay, let's dive in.
All right, so you're ready to jump into crypto. But where do you even start? You hear about all these exchanges, these wallets. It's a lot. But honestly, it all boils down to one single, really important decision you have to make right at the beginning.
And here it is. This is the big one: convenience versus control. Almost every single choice you're about to make is going to be a trade-off between these two things. How easy is it to use versus how much control do you actually have over your own money? Getting this concept is without a doubt the most important first step.
Okay, so let's start with path one. This is where most people begin, and it's all about making things easy. We're talking about the Centralized Exchange, or what you'll hear called a CEX.
So what is a CEX? The easiest way to think about it is like a traditional stock exchange, or one of those stock trading apps you might already have on your phone. It's a company, a business, that runs a marketplace for you. They handle all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And getting started is meant to be super simple. You create an account, you verify your ID, you'll see the term KYC, which just means know your customer, and then you deposit your money. From there, the exchange takes over. They handle the security, they match up buyers and sellers, they do all the heavy lifting.
So, what's the big upside here? Well, it's all about convenience, right? CXs are fantastic for beginners because they're fast, they make it really easy to change your regular money into crypto, and because so many people use them, it's usually easy to buy and sell without prices jumping around too much. But, and this is a big but, that convenience has a price. You're putting a ton of trust in that company. You're giving them your personal info for one, and more importantly, you're not actually holding your own crypto. They are. This is called custodial risk. If that exchange gets hacked or fails, well, your funds could be in trouble. Okay, so that's the centralized route, the path of convenience. Now let's flip the script and look at the other side of that trade-off, the one that's all about control. Let's talk about path two, the Decentralized Exchange, or DEX.
Now, a DEX is a totally different beast. It's not a company. Think of it more like a piece of software that just runs on its own. It's an open protocol that uses something called smart contracts, basically automated bits of code, to let people trade directly with each other, peer-to-peer. There's no middleman.
So how does it work? Well, it's nothing like a CEX. You don't create an account or give anyone your ID. Instead, you just connect your own personal crypto wallet and you approve every single transaction. You're always in control and everything happens right there on the public blockchain for everyone to see. So the big win with the DEX is pretty clear. It's all about control and privacy. You hold your own funds, always, and you don't have to tell anyone who you are. Plus, DEXs are often where you find thousands of new up-and-coming tokens, way before they ever hit the big centralized exchanges. But remember that trade-off? All that control comes at the expense of convenience. DEXs can feel a bit technical for newcomers. Transactions can be slower, fees can be higher, and you can't just hook up your bank account. It's mostly crypto for crypto swaps. Okay, let's put it all together and look at them side by side. You can see it right here. With a CEX, the exchange controls your funds, need an ID, but it's fast. With a DEX, you control your funds, you stay anonymous, but it can be slower. This table just lays out that core trade-off, convenience versus control, perfectly. Now, I've said the words custody and private keys a bunch of times, and for good reason. This concept is absolutely central to everything in crypto. So let's dig into what it means and why it's the most critical part of keeping your assets safe. When it comes down to it, it's actually incredibly simple. Whoever holds the keys controls the crypto. End of story. Think of your private keys as the ultimate password to your digital vault. If you have them, you own what's inside. If someone else has them, they do. So this leads you to a really fundamental choice about security. Do you want to trust a third party, like a CEX, to hold those keys for you? That's third-party custody. Or do you want to be your own bank and take full responsibility for them yourself? That's self-custody. And it's what you need to use a DEX. All right, so let's say you go with self-custody. You've chosen the path of total control, which also means total responsibility. So the next logical question is, okay, how do I actually store these incredibly important keys? And that brings us to the idea of hot wallets versus cold storage. The analogy here is perfect.
A hot wallet is just software that's connected to the internet. Think a browser extension or a mobile app. It's like the cash you keep in your pocket. Super convenient for everyday use. But you wouldn't carry your life savings around, right? That's where cold storage comes in. This is a physical, offline device, kind of like a special USB drive. It's like your safe deposit box. It's completely disconnected from the internet, making it the absolute most secure way to store your assets for the long term. Okay, so we've covered a lot. CEXs versus DEXs, third-party custody versus self-custody, hot wallets, cold storage, phew. So with all that in mind, how in the world do you put it all together and figure out a strategy that actually works for you?
Well, the first thing to know is there's no single best answer. It's not one size fits all. The right approach for you really depends on what you're trying to do, how much risk you're okay with, and frankly, how comfortable you are with this new tech. Here's a simple way to think about it. A CEX is great if you just want something easy to use, if you need to turn your regular money into crypto, or if you want to use advanced trading tools. A DEX is your go-to for maximum privacy, total control over your funds, and finding those brand new projects. But here's the key. You don't have to pick just one. A super common strategy is to use both. You can use a CEX as the easy on-ramp to buy crypto, and then move it to your own wallet to use on a DEX.
And that brings us to a final, really interesting question about the future. Right now, we have these two pretty distinct worlds, centralized and decentralized. But the lines are already getting blurry. So what happens next? Will one model take over? Or will they both evolve and merge, giving us the best of both worlds? It's a huge question, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. Thank you for watching. If you got something from this, please like the video and support the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That really helps us. Thanks again.